Welcome back to the studio. I'm Cart, Alex to my right. This is the nightly report with Cart 90 and Alec, brought to you by USSN.
The league management problems going on in the UCAA, including a potential merger happening between the UFL and the UCAA.
The current state of the UCAA is unpredictable. This could end in any way, but no matter the outcome of what happens, this looks bad for both leagues. These leagues could both be put in a detrimental situation by anything changing. And honestly, I'm kind of, not wrong here. This was fine. It was coexisting perfectly fine. Obviously, it was, a little shaken up, but really, the UFL, and this is a big topic that I really wanted to talk about today, that I kind of thought about last night during the show. Really, this is a big, big topic that I don't think we're talking about enough, and it could really change the course of how this is going to affect both of these leagues. So, really, the UFL needs to make a decision, and it needs to be happening right now. The staff needs to be talking about it right now, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, I can definitely second you there. These leagues have run in tandem for a while. I'd say, what do you think? Maybe a year about that time. So these leagues have just run in tandem for so long. I believe just like anything changing to that could definitely kill both of these leagues. These leagues are both kind of in a detrimental situation here. And I believe that really, if they merge, I don't think that would make it better because they, like I said, like they both run in tandem. Like you said, they're just they're used to this. How would you break something that's like going to cause a butterfly effect? Really, what I think the best choice for the UFL here, I think they would just need to fire the coaches that have the most FFLs. Just try to bring activity back to their league, and same thing with the UCAA. Really, there's just so many forfeits in both of these leagues, and a drop in competitive. Like you can't really look at the UFL and say that this is a competitive league. There's two teams that are
Yeah.
blatantly just destroying all of the competition. I think they might need to like maybe put like a star cap, like a really low star cap or something. Just they need to make next season like sort of a throwaway season, but like not a throwaway season. Like they need to really work things out before the next season starts. I don't think that a merger should happen. I think everything should stay the same, and both leagues should really just work on activity.
Yeah, I understand. It's a big topic that I think everyone should at least be scared of, because the UCAA honestly needs the UFL. Honestly, it needs a big part of the UFL. It needs. I'm going on. I'm rambling, but the point is the UFL staff doesn't care what happens. They only care for their own benefit, which I get is kind of understandable, right? It's their league. They want to care for their league. But at the same time, you also have to think about, you know, the overpopulation. You have 900 people in your server. Not all of them are going to play. So where are you going to put those people? Are you going to make a farm league? No. Who wants to play in a farm league? You, I'd say that's pretty disrespectful to some people, because there's some high and mighty people who are like, oh, I deserve play minutes, but they just suck. So you still got to make up for those people that you know you still got to make up for those people. And that's kind of what the UCAA is. It's a development league. That's what it was here for. It was here for people to stay for 2 to 3, 4 seasons, grow, show UFL coaches they can grow, and then go into the UFL, because not everyone's going to play Ultimate Football for their entire life. People are going to quit. And when those jobs open, when those openings happen, that's what we're here for. We're here to fill those gaps. The draft is a beautiful thing. Not a lot of people signed up this season, and that's gonna happen. We will have seniors next season. Christ, we're gonna have so many seniors. We have so many juniors right now. The sophomores are gonna sign up. Freshmen are probably gonna sign up from ACFL. It is a big domino effect, and we need to accept that, and the UFL needs to accept that because right now, without the UCAA, they're not gonna have a lot of more. They're not gonna have a lot more success because it's just gonna die faster. A big merge like this, without months of prep, this is weeks. This is like weeks on end. Without months of preparation, this league's gonna die out, and they won't know what to do with all these people.
Yeah, I really agree with you there. Like the draft is such a big part of just UFL. Like some of these
Mhm.
teams are not going to regain activity. Some of these teams are like the Baltimore Bats. How fried is this team going to be if the draft doesn't happen? Because not a lot of trades happen, not a lot of transactions happen. Sorry. Even though they do, it's not as big as the draft. These two teams, like, I mean, these. I'm sorry, I messed up. I was thinking something else. So, like Houston, Baltimore, these teams are in a detrimental situation, and if the draft doesn't end up happening, what's gonna what's gonna happen? Like these teams aren't going to regain activity, they aren't going to regain skill, and it's
Mhm.
just going to basically be an uncompetitive league for the rest of its lifespan if the UCAA dissolves.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people miss. It's a big concept. Of course, it's not official. Don't be scared of a merge because ultimately in the long run it might be good. It might be good for both of these leagues. I personally don't believe that. I personally don't believe that the UCAA needs to go for the UFL to thrive. I think every league has a bump in the road. The UFL has had plenty of those, and you know what? We're about to be like 2 years in the making in what, 6 months. So it's perfectly fine. It's okay. Season 4 we had to cut early because, we expanded too fast. Went to 12 teams from 8. That's a big jump, and we weren't ready for it. The same thing's going to happen here, but at the same time I believe in Cleo and I believe he has an effort to know what point is too much. Because at the same time, you can't have 32 teams, right? You don't have a staff big enough for that. And, there isn't enough people in the league that could probably fit those staff positions. So you have to know your limits. It's a big league right now, and it's about to reach 1,000 in, I'd say, a month or two if, things go their way on a good day. You have to know what point is enough. So figure out a point. What's your breaking point? We know that from season 4. You can't do 12 teams. It didn't work, you know. And I was on the staff and I know, but you have to know your limits. And right now I don't think they do. And I don't want them to learn the hard way because history is just going to repeat itself. I think we've all seen that so far. So let's see how this goes first. The talks are still in the making. Both staffs, both owners are still coming together. I'm trying to make my own observations on how this could work. I personally have a really good idea that I'm not sure Cleo would want public, but honestly, there is a way that the UFL and the UCAA can coexist with the UFL's current plan to do a merge. It's perfectly fine. I'm not scared of the merge. I'm scared of what happens to the UCAA after the merge. So it kind of just depends on what happens. And honestly, I could go on and on about this because it's something Think about I made this league. I made this league. So obviously I'm very passionate about it. I yeah, it's it's a big step, and I'm kind of scared to see what happens with the UCAA. You know, again, it's my league, it's my brainchild. Really, this is the first league I made that was a success. It thrived. It at some point it was more active than the UFL. So yeah, I want to see how this goes, but I'm kind of scared to see where they take it. So, without rambling on for 6 hours, because frankly, none of us have the time for that. I don't think anyone wants to listen to my voice for 6 hours, despite how charming it may be. But yeah, that's really all I kind of have on it. But again, Cleo and I are in the talks. We have something going on right now, maybe, but I'm desperate, and sometimes it's not always a good thing. Alec, you there?
Uh, I was talking to you in the box chat.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, with that being said, on another note, the national championship gets closer every single day as the semifinal games between number one ranked Georgia up against number three ranked Iowa, number two Cincinnati going up against number four Vanderbilt will be streamed only on USSN between our two amazing broadcast crews. So make sure to follow to never miss a game or a nightly news report. With that being said, we will be right back after this quick break.
Jay, can they hear us?
Welcome back to USSN Nightly News Report, the only place to stay up to date with the newest and latest news regarding the UFL and UCAA. On the topic of UCAA, we would like to bring up our special guest calling in, Tekka, to talk about the UCAA award voting and analysis. Welcome on to the show, Tekka. Okay. Uh, just got news that he is having problems. So With that being said, we will wait for our caller to come back, and here he is. Tekka, how are you? Tekka. Apologies, folks. We're having a little bit of problems here. All right, hello, Tekka. Welcome onto the show. I think he's still having problems.
I don't find it. Thank you for
Oh, here
having me.
we go. All right, welcome to the show, Tekka.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
So, for those who don't know, Tekka is the USSN stats manager, kind of with the analysis, and also is the head of statistics for the UCAA staff. So, Tekka, what do you think? How close do you think the awards race is for just about every category?
I think receivers, wide receiver, is probably the biggest race there is. I think Heisman has a clear favorite. Probably gonna be Panda, in my opinion. I think most of the
So
races. I think most of them should be,
when
pretty one sided.
so for the people listening and watching on YouTube here, can you explain how the award voting process goes down? Is it
So,
based on stats or is it more?
uh, I do it based off the impact on team and stats. Batman, he's carried his team to a good record with a pretty bad. Well, I'm gonna say Cosmo's a bad quarterback, just not one of the best up there. But he's carried Kentucky
Yeah.
to a good record, and I think he deserves wide receiver of the year or offensive player of the year. But I don't think he'll get that one.
So looking at a statistics standpoint, what who do you think is like a clear right now to win, wide receiver of the year, quarterback of the year, so on and so forth?
For wide receiver of the year, I think it's between probably Blades and Batman, or maybe even Derby could be up there or something. For QB of the year, I think Irmo's got that down pat. I mean, he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. My favorite award, Heisman. I think Panda should clearly win that one.
No,
But I think
I
Nico
think
should be in that
Panda.
conversation as well. Hmm?
Yeah, no, Nico also. I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, I
Nico is
think Nico should be in that
also.
conversation as well.
I think Nico, if he wins this game with flying colors against Iowa, he might,
He
maybe surpass Panda,
he might.
maybe. But
Only time will tell.
well, just a question here, since you are the head of stats and you are, technically above me on the UCAA hierarchy.
Mm.
So when it comes down to stats, is the national championship game going to be an account, or is
No, it won't
all
be an
that
account.
gonna? Okay,
Stats stopped at the championship games.
okay. So these two games are like make or break for Heisman and all that,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
So
We probably should have
really,
been had the awards out though.
so yeah, Nico, if you're listening, if you're watching this, you better have a great game against Iowa, or good God, Heisman might not be in your favor.
So Tekka,
Hmm?
how would you say your favorites are for the, I believe it's Cotton Bowl and Peach Bowl?
Uh, kind of go with Peach Bowl. That's Iowa. That's the playoff game, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I think my clear favorite is probably Georgia going all the way. Cause go dogs.
By the way.
I think Georgia's going to beat Iowa low key in my opinion. Iowa hasn't faced much competition, so I think them going against
Well, I mean,
Georgia
they
is probably.
can't really
I
count
think
out
they'll shatter.
Iowa that much. They
We
they
can't count
played
them
really
out,
good
but I
against
think they'll just shatter against them.
they played pretty good against Tennessee. So
Well, Tennessee is
Rainbow's a
also
good quarterback.
Rainbow is a good runner, not a good quarterback. I mean, he did good against
Well,
Ohio State.
You
throwing
can't.
the
You
ball.
He
can't
did
discount.
he did good. He did pretty good against Tennessee too. I don't know if you saw that, but he had like 300 something passing yards. He was good. He was a really good quarterback.
You can't. You can't count out Rambo ever.
I'm not gonna
I'm
count
picking him.
him out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good quarterback. It's just I don't think they're nearly even close to Georgia. I mean, both of them have really bad wide receiver cores and stuff. They kind of rely on their quarterback heavy.
What about Harris?
Well, Harris is good, but Harris isn't like I can't say Harris is like up there for receivers. You know, well, his stats don't like
Well,
say it for him.
Harris
Iowa's a
is
running
more of
team.
a
Deep.
He just
Harris is more
mm,
of a, I'd say, a more um
Deep threat.
and I
deep
wouldn't
in
say deep.
blocking kind of guy. He
Yeah, he's the
reminds me of
blocking kind of
Retro.
guy. Yeah,
He reminds me of Retro,
yeah, a
honestly,
lot
but
like
he was in
Retro.
college. So, um yeah, so
For Cincinnati versus Vanderbilt, honestly, that's more of a closer game. I couldn't tell you though. I haven't seen either of them play up close. I never
uh
personally watched either of them.
I
But
can say that
I think
from a Kentucky standpoint, I think everyone in the Kentucky locker room is rooting for Cincinnati. Sorry,
I
Alec,
am
but
too. Sadly, I am too.
sorry, Alec, but you're surrounded by three guys who do not like Vanderbilt that much, or Georgia for the matter. So,
Hey,
I
I
just
mean,
want.
I'm a Cincinnati fan in real life, so
I
yeah,
want
but
Vanderbilt.
hey, so in that case, you should sell the game for Vanderbilt.
if I'm even starting, bro.
You're not. I think you're starting. He
He
didn't
didn't
start.
start. He didn't start, and they lost. I'll put that in
Oh,
the
that
count.
was
They
well. That's
lost.
probably why then.
Yeah, there you go.
They should probably start him then.
They lost
Vanderbilt
I'm
does
against
going.
see a lot of
Georgia in
talent
the
though.
SEC championship, and they lost. So
No, I didn't even play that game. I didn't even play.
Have you even played this season?
I have like 2 games.
I think Cincinnati is a little bit overrated.
in
I
our next
probably.
segment, Alex sucks. Um,
Yo, no, bro. Next segment, Cart is a glaze.
oh, we already knew that. We already knew that, honey bun.
Yo,
So,
what?
Honey
Yo,
bun.
yo, yo.
Alec, you are catching strays in our chat right now. Derpy says, Alec, you start when you show up. Alec, you have shown up to one game. What do you have to say to Derpy right now in our comment section?
They don't seem too happy about that.
I know.
Derpy, that's why you screamed the N word.
Wow.
Whoa, whoa. Hang on. Let's go more into this
Okay,
one
now,
here.
okay, I might have went a little bit too far on that, but
No, no, no.
anyways,
I want to hear more. I want to hear more. Murphy said when?
week 5.
So Derpy winning the varsity of the year, maybe going off the dream.
Unprofessional. Yes.
Week 5 against, I forgot. That one game that I showed up to, we lost. I mean, no, did we win it? I don't remember. But I remember you missed a catch and then you just screamed the N word
Wow.
because you got mad.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you for coming on to the show, Tekka. Now, looking into the prep for the upcoming national championship between the two semifinal winners, um, you know, I think it'll be a fun little, it'll. I don't really know how to really sway this in a way where it'll sound good. It's probably going to be Georgia Vanderbilt. If I had to put in a prediction right now, I would say Georgia Vanderbilt. Or it could be Cincinnati,
Yeah,
It could be Cincinnati.
I wouldn't really count out any of the teams here because
I mean, they're here
Like,
for a reason, right?
they're here for a reason. All teams had a pretty good year. Iowa, they've been counted out. Like what you seen with Tekka, he didn't really give them as much credit as they really deserve. Like they made it to the semifinal for a reason. They're actually
Easily. I
probably
mean, it's fitting that the top four regular season teams even made the top four semifinal. Like, it's not like we all weren't gonna. It's not like we were gonna not see this coming, right? I mean,
yeah,
definitely um we thought, maybe Iowa wouldn't stand a chance against Tennessee, but hey, look at how that ended.
yeah.
So
I was about
you
to
never
say
know.
I just looked back at my original prediction on the challenge page. I actually had Tennessee going all the way and losing to Vandy. So that was
Yikes.
that didn't
Well, it's okay
that
because it's okay because I had Kentucky going all the way and I had Kentucky winning. So we really should have. Yeah. I yeah. But yeah, I mean the national championship,
I
for
mean
what could be the final, UCAA. I mean for the final UCAA season maybe. It just depends on what happens. This is a big game. And honestly, I think all four teams should really take this seriously because this could be history right here. I mean, you think about UCFL. I think I'm the only one in this room that was even here for UCFL. But the UCFL, it was a big um it was the original college league. It was the original college league. So, Derpy even played in this league, I'm pretty sure, and so did Trash Pan and Blades.
I did
So,
too.
yeah,
What did Harris?
you
Harris
did?
did. He's the one.
Really?
Yeah, Harris was in it, and he introduced me to the UCAA through that league. Or it might have been the NCFA. I
Really?
don't remember.
UCFL? No,
Yeah, you can ask
UCFL was a
Harris.
was a smaller league. Derpy didn't play in you.
Yeah, it
I
was
could have
small.
sworn you played for. I thought you played for the Mexico
I,
City Aztecs. But yeah, no, the Mexico City Aztecs are forever in UFL history because they are the only season champion of the UCFL. So, you know, and Trash Pan and Blades again, they played in that league and they, still. Um so yeah, it's it's big. It's a big thing and this has been around 4 seasons longer. So it kind of just depends.
I mean, yeah, I can really second you on that. There's a lot of possible outcomes of this. Anything could really happen. I mean, I really wouldn't want anything to happen, but being just honest, something's likely going to happen. It could be a merger, but you never know. I mean, anything could really happen with these two leagues. Anything it could have a good outcome, but it's just
Imagine imagine you see, you know, this is the last chance. This is the last chance for your team to win big, right? You're in the top 4. You're going up against a team much bigger than you, much better than you, honestly. I mean, that's what Iowa's thinking right now is they play Georgia this weekend or this week, I should say. Yes, you should probably be a little worried. Yeah, but you should still have that feeling like, man, we're about to play in what could be the second to last game in this league's history. Might as well go for it. Might as well go big, right? I mean, that's what I would be thinking right now if I knew this was probably the last game for my school for the league with this team, yeah, I would fight hard. I would fight dirty and I would fight hard. So yes, the national championship's a big, big, big thing for these four teams. And, Iowa, Georgia, that game really should make or break what goes on down the line, even if, the UCAA continues its operation with the UFL.
Yeah, I mean, that's covers it pretty well.
He's speechless.
Yeah, that was I'm trying to think of something to cover, but that was honestly really you hit it right. You hit the nail right on its head. So another league you might have to look into the possible downfall from this merger has to be the UFL. This could go either way if this
Mm.
merger pans out how it's planned to, and I think the UFL needs to look into their plans for the league.
They
Like,
really do because, you know, UFL, we were just talking about this earlier, they have a lot of flaws they need to fix. So, this merger, it really could make or break the UFL if we're really looking at it the right way.
yeah, I could definitely second you because what they need to really fix their flaws are the activity, and I believe that what this isn't going on Cleo, but I think what Cleo thought when he saw the inactivity was I don't believe he really looked at a way to fix it by changing the coaches, but I believe he just thought maybe it's because too many people are in the child league and playing in the child league, since there is 12 teams inside of the UCAA. So I believe what Cleo thought, and I can't really blame him for this because this is a thought that could come up. But I think what he really thought was that these two leagues running in tandem might end up killing the UFL because so many people are playing inside of the UCAA. But I don't really think that would be the best way to look at it because when the UFL starts dying, I don't think that that's really what you should look at. You should look at how can I fix this? Like how can I fix my activity issue? How can should I look at the staff that are inactive? Should I maybe start looking at what staff are doing their job correctly? Why are some of these coaches still in? I think that the last ditch effort would be to kill off the UCAA and merge. I think that would be the last ditch effort. You would think because why would you not try to fix your issues in your league before killing off your child league that actually ends up making your league more active in the end?
So, here's the big question. Are they trying to save the UCAA? My thought is no, they're not. I don't think the UFL cares about what the UCAA has to say, why the UCAA, what the UCAA thinks. I don't think they care, despite how much this league has saved theirs. So, and I try to keep it unbiased between these two leagues, but really this is a huge, huge topic that needs to be covered, and it needs to have sides. I will stay unbiased in the matter while I'm sitting in this chair talking live like this. I will keep it unbiased. But I have made my point. I have made my case on what I think needs to happen. I think I've gone a little more in depth than I should have. So, the UCAA and the UFL situation that's going on right now, I think was a perfect topic that we needed to add to the show tonight. 100%. Do I think this is the right decision? Probably not. But at the end of the day, it's not my choice. It's not your choice. And frankly, if you're not Cleo watching, it's not your choice. It's Cleo's choice. And at the end of the day, he has the option to listen to the people or listen to the, devil on his shoulder right now, But to play devil's advocate here, there's a lot of good things that can come out of this merger. Activity, for one, that'll go up 1,000,000%, maybe. All of this is hypothetical still. This is all theoretical. So, in theory, this merger could work. At the same time, in theory, it could not. We don't know until it happens. It is up to Cleo and it is up to both of these staffs, both of these owners, Trash Panda and Cleo. It is up to both of these guys to come together and figure out a middle ground where both leagues could thrive off of this. And if it means UCAA needs to go for a season or two, then that's what needs to happen. I'm trusting the owners, but I will not be quiet during this matter. And frankly, I don't think anyone should. So, if you have an opinion, speak up. Speak out. DM the owners. Do something. If you have an opinion, if you have a way this can work, share it. Scream it from the rooftops. This is a league ran by the people. You need to speak up. So I'm going to leave it at that. Alec, if you have anything else to say, honestly.
Yeah, really, I also think you really hit it on the head there. This could, what I think the best option to be, I think maybe, like you said, maybe get rid of the UCAA for only one season, maybe two, see how that would pan out. But I think the best decision for the league would maybe get more staff, get actually like more defined positions, and just try to look through your other options before dissolving the UCAA. And I think that's all.
So the UFL could be heading anywhere with that. But with that being said, thank you to everyone listening or watching on USSN YouTube. Do not forget, we do have a couple games that we have highlighted. So you can see to your left here the top matchups that are switching off between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Iowa Hawkeyes for the Peach Bowl and then the Cotton Bowl. Cincinnati versus Vanderbilt. And then to Alex's right, you can see the Nashville Nightmares versus the Fairbanks Reindeer Battle of the Giants. As this has been episode 3 of USSN's Nightly Report with Cart90 and Alec to my left. Thank you and have a great night.